This is for parents who need an SSAT introduction. SSAT is the entrance exam that most Northeast prep schools use for entrance in ninth, 10th, and 11th grade. SSAT and ISEE, which is a similar test, is typically used for middle school entrance exams, and those are more skewed towards the ISEE. SSAT is 3 sections, each graded on a 500 to 800 scale, almost like a credit report. The sections are verbal, reading, and math. The verbal is a combination of analogies, which is very vocabulary based, and synonyms, which is directly vocabulary, do you know it or not. The math takes a range of skills, some of which students have not encountered in 8th or even ninth grade. There's some geometry on the SSAT that typical public schools have not taught. There's some math that, depending on your teacher in school, the schools haven't taught either. A good course is going to teach you the skills that you didn't learn before and reinforce the ones that you did. The final section, reading, is almost completely different from what kids do in their English classes. The reading score is, call it SSAT reading. It's not like your regular English lit. Since all 3 of these sections are very different from what is often taught in a student's school, it means that success in school doesn't necessarily indicate success is coming on the SSAT. The best indicator is, do you work at SSAT success? And it is a coachable test. Materials are made available to all students who order them, and they can prep. Some will use tutors, and they will prep more effectively, so that on test day, it's rarely a surprise what's coming at you. Some things might still be hard, but they shouldn't be surprising. So how important is the SSAT to admission? It really depends on the school. The most competitive prep schools put the SSAT at a pretty high weight, probably even more than GPA. And that's because most kids who are applying to the Exeters, Andovers, Hotchkiss, Grottons, they have perfect or near perfect GPAs. So what still discerns the best performers is then a standardized test, and these schools have embraced the SSAT. Other schools put the SSAT second or even third in importance. The third would be after grades and after other stuff about you. Some schools want an interview to see how poised and thoughtful you might be. Others are kind of looking for your pedigree, your family, your references, and SSAT might thus be subordinate to any of them. A student whose grades are not so good might look at the SSAT, though, as a very good propeller, a way to prove herself or himself worthy of studying for the next 3 or 4 years in that competitive prep school. SSAT then shows I can do the work. A bad SSAT score could actually keep you out. They're concerned that you might not be able to do the work well, or the admissions committees are just seeing more kids with higher scores and saying, we want to be selective. We're not going to just take anyone and hope they'll perform. We're taking what they think are most meritorious. Merit on the SSAT, though, again, it's not related well to the school that you come from or the curriculum that you had, because the SSAT's curriculum is deliberately different from what most high schools and middle schools are teaching. So please look at the SSAT as an opportunity. Yes, it's a little bit of a burden. You're going to be learning vocabulary, you're going to be practicing math, you're going to be building your reading skills. But these are all good things for your future 4 years anyway. So taking that seriously should have a doubly good impact. Better score means better admission. It might even mean better financial award for your parents. And certainly the skills you master are going to be helpful to you in future years. Feel free to call us for more information. We are the tutors at Ivy Bound. We're found at ivybound.net.